are Zebra's group, and I am Eva Gutierrez. Our local council has received a substantial amount of funding from European Union for for a regeneration project. And I have chosen from the list of possible sites or buildings a council-owned overground building site situated near the university and an old people's residence. It could seem, a very poor project, but we can do it by volunteers. And I think this site is a good opportunity to get in touch two generations, students and old people. We can build a new building where both generations can share their experience and their knowledge, and we can do a lot of rooms with varied activities where students can teach old people about the advantage from new technologies, and old people can teach how to cook, to see our routines, to be more independent as an adult to young people. This building will be perfect if we surround it by a green zone where students can do any sport and all people can practice something like Tai Chi or other physical activities. And we also have the opportunity to do a zone also. They can have areas of urban gardens to all people. It will be a playful site, I think. The main aim of the project is to implant a new concept of fiber chain. I don't know if you know what it is, and may emerge from this project, and these two generations can have a feedback, and the possible drawbacks about the project might give a rise to our that people doesn't have all the profit that the building can do or can afford, and people maybe do not get the most of it, or we don't find the group of volunteers to motivate people to connect. But I think it's a very good project. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Eva. Well, I'm Raúl Martinez from Zebra's group. And my choice is the abandoned block of warehouses on the edge of town. Well, in my opinion, this is the perfect candidate for this investment grant. This would be the perfect opportunity to replace those decrepit warehouses with a more useful community space before speculators come and hundreds of new dwellings emerge on the site. A very interesting initiative to revitalize that plot would be the construction of a covered auditorium, which could be used as theater and as cinema, but also could accommodate concerts, presentations, an interpretation school, and all kinds of public performances. This new facility could be surrounded by gardens and a picnic area, achieving the main aim of the project, a great revitalization of that neighborhood, which also would benefit the whole of the town. The possible drawbacks that this project might give could be, on one hand, an unseen high parking space demand on its surrounding area, and on the other hand, the foreseeable traffic jams after any of its activities had taken place, as those narrow streets might not be ready for so many cars at a time. Well,
Thank you. Well, I'm Nora C from Zebra's group, and the option I've chosen is an overground riverside running along the outskirts of town. So what I think about the project is a bit related with the unit that we have already done, that was about how is increasing our pace of life. So the project, the regeneration project that I was thinking about, it was probably a bit weird because I didn't know exactly the characteristics of this river, so I have to use my imagination, and I wanted to make like an space to avoid of our thousands of daily tasks that we have to do. And one of the options was like creating a renting service, for example, to practice canoeing for those people that love canoeing and for those who never have done it before but want to experience new activities. So that's a way of encouraging people to try new things. And in this riverside, there would be um, well, we have to clean all this place because due to the overground, it would be full of trash maybe, or it would be there people didn't have to take care of that place, so we have to take profit of all the activities that we could do in here. So how would benefit the town and local community? Well, as I have said, one of the benefits could be that people could have leisure time or could learn how to uh, have in their daily routine some time to avoid of our tasks. And some of the possible drawbacks that we could find are, for example, that if we don't take care about that place or green spaces, we could arrive at the point of having again trash in this place, or have a dirty space. So that could be one of the problems, that people is not aware of the importance of taking care about these green zones. So well, that could be my recommendation project. um, that's all.
Okay,
Okay,
and
thank you.
then we have a building for ancient for all people and students. We have
Yes.
an auditorium, and we have a river to do. Sorry,
Canoeing.
that's a.
Yes.
And do you have any questions about my project?
Yeah, yeah, I have a question for you, Eva.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's quite a good thing, your project. And I think it's also quite a good thing, the part where the people can plant and make their own grocer,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't see any inconvenience. In fact, I don't know what could I question, because it's quite a complete idea. Do you have any question, Nora?
Well, I would ask, for example, you have talked about very different activities from those people from university that I find a great idea. But for
Mm.
example, for those that are old people from the residents and maybe can't have the same mobility or the same, I don't know, um, the same experience as young people,
Mm-hmm.
do you offer some activities for those old people?
Yes, the main aim of that project is that young people became more independent, and then all people can teach students to do some things, as I said. But I think it's very very important that we preserve the abilities from all people, and I think it's most important for all people this building than students people,
Okay.
because a student can motivate and reactivate all people and
Yes.
do something neurological and something like that. I think the focus are all people on this on this project. I think it's most important.
Yeah, okay, I agree with you totally. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a very good idea. Do you have any question about mine?
You have talked that you think one of drawback about your project is traffic jams because you think
Yeah.
the streets of around are not prepared to amount all the cars that can come. But have you think about or do you think about to do a tax from green zone or something like that, that people, or a discount from metro ticket or something like that, that to improve that people come by public transport or something like that?
Yeah. Of course, this project will need a high enhancement of the public transportation. We will have to enhance the bus service, the metro service, and any kind of alternatives to the car using. Of course, we will have to do it. Yeah.
Well, I have written down the same, not the same question, but if you had some solutions to this traffic jam. So I think that the question is solved, and I don't have to ask more about the same topic. But yes, thank you. And
Okay.
there's some questions of my project.
Yes.
Nora, yeah. Well, you first, Eva.
Thank you, Raul. You said that the canoeing service is to people to practice this activity and to introduce new people to this activity. Have you think about teachers, a group of teachers, or a group of
Well, yes. I don't. I don't. Well, it's not specifically concreted everything, but there should be like a renting service that involves the service of renting a canoe, but also for those people who never have tried because it's their first experience that they have. There should be like a monitoring service also
okay.
that you could rent and you could learn, for example, like an initiative for this sport. But yes, it could be fine. And Raul, there are some questions.
Yeah, I think that's a quite interesting project, but maybe only for some months, uh, because everything this kind of sports with canoeing and this I think it's is more likely to be used on summer. And on the other hand, I think it's it's a very good initiative for cleaning the zone because it's very necessary to have it clean. But I think it would be very important for to have alternatives to use it in the winter because we may see it empty on these months, on the coldest months. Uh, do you have
Yes.
any idea for these cold months?
Yes, I totally agree with you. And well, when I was thinking about the project, there's also um, like I have ideas for summer because
Hmm.
there could be the service of canoeing service, or there could be the option of having a bath in summer in the river instead of going to
Hmm.
the sea. But then I thought that well, it's perfect to do these activities on summer, but what have you said that what can I do if in winter? So some of the proposals that I thought about, it was like having this area clean because I don't know if I want to go running we could do it in summer or winter. We could have some sport them, or just we can go with our family, or we can go with our pet to have a walk. So there not be the same activities as in summer because in summer we could have more interesting things, but in
Hmm.
winter we could have another options that, well, they are free. We don't have to spend much more money, and it could be affordable. But yes.
it's enough to have it clean and for everybody to
Yes,
enjoy it
it's
along the year.
the most important.
Well,
Yes,
that's
yes.
quite a good initiative also. Well,
Well,
what do you
well,
think it would be the best initiative to take place?
Well, I like both of your initiatives, but there's something that I like about Eva's proposal. That, for example, what I have asked you that what could we do with old people? So, what have you answered about that? This young people energy could make old people to make well to be happier or things like that. It's very
mhm.
interesting and well I like this topic.
Thank you, Nora.
Mhm. I
Mhm.
think, yeah, the old people deserves everything, all
Yes.
our efforts, uh, because they hardly earned them. Uh, I think it's quite a good idea. I
Mhm.
think it would be expensive in a comparable way of as my
Yeah.
idea as the auditorium. It would be about the same. I think your idea, Nora, could be much cheaper. I don't
Yeah.
think
That's
Mm-hmm.
true.
it's necessary to get a large building for the things you were talking about. But yeah, I think the Eva's idea is for me could be the very the most important one. I think it's the for
Well,
me the
taking
mhm,
care about old people and give
yeah, yeah,
them another opportunity, no?
yeah.
I think.
Yes,
Mhm,
when I thought about this project, I think it could be a great idea to motivate to students to participate at this project. Maybe the university, we can imagine that it's a medicine or something like that university,
mhm,
that it would be perfect because you can give some credits to these student people to collaborate with this building, and it's for that I think it could be more interesting for student people. But that's true that Raul said that my project is the more expensive, and that's true because it needs a lot of those resources, um,
well,
and
it would
instead
be
you have
about the same.
volunteers, you have maintenance that Nora's project doesn't need. Nora's project is the cheaper project that we have, and maybe we have more points with our council if we present Nora's project. I agree when you said that Nora's project maybe it's more interesting at summer, but if we are here in Spain, we have very good weather, and you have 8 months from 12 that you have a weather that you can practice canoeing, and
Mhm.
not now in Valencia with the
No.
raining days that you are suffering, but usually we have 8 months or maybe 7, 8 months about nice weather. I like Nora's project, and then for me it's for not to vote mine, but
Mhm, mhm.
but whatever what
Well,
Well,
so we should decide between the residents or the canoeing service,
yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Well, as I have said, I think that for me, old people, I don't know. I I find that it's necessary to give them this energy that maybe they don't have, or I don't know. But it's my point of view. What do you
Hmm.
think?
yeah. When we have a funding from the European Union,
Mm.
you have an amount of money and you have to spend it. That's
Yeah.
the way it works. So I think the best way would be to invest it on the relatively expensive project. That in this case, I think it's Eva's project, and it's a very interesting one. And later on, we can clean the riverside. Of course, we
With
can
the
do. I
students.
think we can do both things.
Yes,
Yeah.
But
probably.
I think for the funding from European Union, I think the most interesting thing is the EFAS project. I think
Thank you,
it's very
guys.
interesting.
Then we have to prepare the project
Yes.
to have a good proposal. Okay.
Well, thank you girls for everything.
Thank you.
Well, that's all. Yes.
We
Yes.
keep talking. See you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.